I started going through the neighborhood, driving through South Central LA. I said, I'm finna come up with Tommy, the hip hop dancing clown, and the rest is history.
Clowns have been around for as long as you can remember. Have you ever wondered what kind of person is behind all the makeup? Maybe you've even wondered why on earth someone would want to be a clown. Well, in this podcast, join your hosts Jeremy Cohen and Lee Andrews as they take a journey behind the red nose.
Hello, gang. Welcome to this edition of Behind the Red Nose.
I'm Jeremy, also known as Crispy.
And I am Lee, also known as Louie. When Jeremy and I started the Behind the Red Nose podcast, we wanted to shine a spotlight on every corner of the clown world. And today, we are honored to have with us Thomas Johnson, otherwise known as Tommy the Clown.
Tommy created the clowning style of dancing, which most people call crumping, and was the focus of the international award-winning documentary, Rise. Not only is he an amazing performer, but he's an incredible person. He's made it his mission to give children the chance to take an interest in dance instead of the temptations of the street. His Clown Academy has become a safe and creative space for LA's inner-city youth, and his nonprofit foundation has changed many lives. Tommy, thanks so much for being here.
Yes. Welcome to be here, Tommy.
We are excited to have you. And Tommy, I've got to tell you, in high school, friends and I used to watch you through YouTube, and you were like just the king of like the high school club that we were in. And we loved to sit there and watch your videos and watch what you're about. So this is an exciting interview for me today because you're like a hero. This is really a cool moment.
Wow.
So if we can, I want to start at the beginning. How in the world did you become a clown? What's the story?
I mean, born in Detroit, Michigan, in a, I guess you could say like a poor neighborhood, single family home, moved out to LA into a drug infested area where I got into trouble, because, if you hang around that environment, you soon become that environment. So I hung around it, I became it, got in trouble. And then, after time go on, you get to think like, man, I got to do something positive, man. And so I got myself together, got in church. These girls at my church was doing like the fun clown stuff. And then I was watching, I'm like, man, what y'all doing, man? And what y'all be doing? Parties? And then I was working for a, company called Transamerica. And then a girl at my job was like, Tommy, I was telling her about how these girls were showing me this clown stuff. And she was like, man, be the clown at my party. You'll be a good clown, Tommy, And then I asked the girls, I say, at my church, I was like, what do y'all charge? Like, what do y'all do? They was like the fun clowns. They used to come with a horn, like honka, like honka, come up there and try to make an entrance, grand entrance. And so I was like, man, and me being from a bad area and being into the bumping the sounds, flashy cars driving down Crenshaw, just high sign. So I took that image. I said, you know what? I'm gonna pull up to the party with a car with loud music. And I like the Michael Jackson music. I'm gonna jump out and I'm gonna just get off. I'm gonna dance. And so the girls dressed me up. I did Gretchen party. I charged her, I think, $60, and it was about to happen. She called me the day of and like, I don't got no money. Tommy, I was like, girl, what you got? At the time I got $20. Okay, you better give my $20 when you know what I'm saying? So I went there and I stayed at a party 3 hours for $20. I pulled up with a green 5.0 Mustang with loud music in the back. I jumped out and I started dancing. I just had some type of dancing skills that I was acrobatic. So I used to just flip off the car. I used to and people came out the houses. The party came. They was really excited. I controlled that party for 3 hours. I had the adults over here, kids over here. I left that party after 3 hours. I said, I'm finna come up with Tommy, the hip hop dancing clown, and the rest is history. From then on, I just took off. I start going through the neighborhood, driving through down the street of South Central LA. Just anybody I see, I call them human beings. If you ain't dressed like me, you're a human being. And I used to just see people, and I'll pull up on it, and I jump out. I start dancing, passing out cars, and you want your party all the way live. Call this number, Tommy the Clown. Boom, 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 and from then on, it's just been, I did that for a year straight by myself. And I quit my job, started being Tommy the Clown, started doing birthday parties for kids. And it just blew up after that.
Tell me about like how you came up with that character and how you came up with like the look of Tommy.
Well, at first, the girls, when I did that first party, they had a clown suit they gave me. They painted my face, and they painted me all white face, and I think from then on I started creating my own image. I used to paint my whole face, my neck, the back of my neck, to where I didn't want you to know what color I was. Me being a black clown, I didn't want you to know that. So I wear gloves, and you can see my body, my skin.
I know that I've talked to a lot of clowns, and Lee can probably say the same thing, that once you put on the clown makeup, you can be somebody else. You can be a different person. For some people, they hide behind the makeup. For some people, it gives them the chance to express themselves like they wouldn't be able to if they didn't have the makeup on. Do you see that putting the makeup on, whether it's yourself or when other kids you've seen put on the makeup, that it gives them the chance to kind of be somebody different?
Yeah, I totally agree, because I don't like being around crowds. Like, I don't like hanging out, going to concerts and doing stuff. But when I got the makeup on and I am the center of attention and the entertainer, it's like, let's go. Where the crowd's at, let's go. Let's pull up on the block. It's like, that's how it was. Because you are, it's like you somebody else. So yeah, when you put that paint on, when these kids put that warrior paint on, when they put that paint, it's like they hide behind and it makes you like another character. So, when I first started, I wore like the big shoes. Right? I just used to run down the parade and slide with them big old shoes on, and just stop and just start breaking it down, start doing the different dance. So one thing about me being born in a hip hop clown world, kids used to say, "Clown, do you know how to do the butterfly, or you know how to do this dance and this?" And I'd be like, "Show me." And then they'll show me, and then I'll take the dance and I'll make it my own. It's not like I took a professional dance class or nothing like that. I just put the hip hop twist of dancing along with the music of today's, today's music. And just try to keep it positive. Kids start wanting to be a part of what I was doing, and I created the Hip Hop Clowns. This little girl, I used to do her birthday parties a lot, back to back. And I was in another parade, and I saw that little girl. I said, "That's that little girl I be doing at parties for a lot." Like, I probably done it like, say, third, fourth, fifth, like party in a row. And so when I saw her, I said, "Come here." And she came, and then I said, "Look, when I blow the whistle, you just come out and just start breaking it down, okay? Just start dancing." She's like, "Okay." So we in a parade. I made her go with her. A parent walked along the side. She got in the car with me in the middle of the parade. Was in a Pasadena parade, and I did my thing. Crowd going crazy. I blew the whistle. She came out, this little girl, and she did her thing. Crowd went crazy. And so it was like, man, I started doing birthday parties with her. So they call me, they get this little girl, and they like, man. And then after that, I start building. Got twins, got a guy, and it just got out of hand, where people was calling, the excitement was high, the parades was lit. Tommy had a crew that was off the chain, and then people was coming out, man, how can I be a part of your crew? How can I want to be? Can I dance with you? Can I be? And I'd be like, man, I was used to encourage them, because I can't take a whole bunch of clowns with me. I used to encourage them to form their own clowns. And then they came out with they started forming crews. And after that, I remember this one crew, Just Clowning, was like, Tommy, we want to battle you, challenge you. And then people called me like, Tommy, this crew is over here on this street. They say they want to challenge y'all. And I asked my crew, I said, y'all want to go battle? And they was like, yeah, kid. So we went over there to their block and we pulled up with the music bumping, jumped out like, what? They came out the house like, what? And we started battling like crazy, going at it. So now we going at it in the middle of the street. And I walked to the side. I said, man, we can't really judge this like this. Went home that night. I said, you know what? I'm finna come up with Tommy Clown Battle Zone. That's where clowns come up from all over.
That's great.
Battle on the dance floor. And they could just like go at it. And then you be the judge. Man, we did the first Battle Zone at World on Wheels. It was 1,800 capacity. I think 3,000 people was inside, 3,000 people was outside, so they had to shut it down. And so we went to Southwest College and did the first one there that year. Then we did Battle Zone 2. Then we did Battle Zone 3. And we said, man, this is getting bigger and bigger. Then we was like, let's go to the Great Western Forum. It's called the Forum now, but we used to call it Great Western Forum in Inglewood. And that same year, we sold out the Forum with a turnaway crowd.
Wow.
That's amazing. Now, wait, Tommy, hang on a second. So this is incredible, but let's take it back for just a second. So can you tell us what is crumping and for people who don't know what it's about and how maybe you came up with that?
It was called clown dancing at first. And the way it evolved into crumping, at my academy, we had a guy named, he was a DJ, you used to call him DJ Crump. And we used to shoot the different battles at nighttime. And we just started saying, man, he getting crunk. They used to think we was saying the term crunk. Like I guess they used to call that crazy drunk, but that's not what we called it. We called it crump, but it's KRUMP. And it's like you really trying to destroy your opponent on the dance floor. And we was like, man, he get crump, like when he just get off real hard, spaz out, and it's like really trying to show that I'm better than you on this dance floor. I really am.
Gotcha. Okay, so there's a level of confidence, there's a level of skill with it, but it's more of it's like clowning is not a look, clowning is a verb. To clown. So really crumping is a verb too. It's not about one thing specific, but you got to do it to know what it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. So, okay. So this is where I'm interested in this because I only learned about this here recently after reading a little bit more about you. Can you tell us about your academy and the foundation and maybe what the mission of both of those are? I'm really interested to hear about how maybe we could help you with this and just find out more about what this academy and foundation does.
I'm always been about inner city kids, the broken family homes. I've been dealing with kids in my community. And, when I first started, I didn't say, hey, I'm going to go try to save the world. It's like whatever I was doing, I was in love with just, man, Tommy the Clown, being who I am. But, these kids is listening to me. Parents telling me, they want to do what you say do. So, okay, go to school, obey your parents, obey your teachers, do right stuff. And, y'all listening to me? So now it became a point to like, okay, let me use my whatever I have to, control these kids and tell them to do the right thing. Built an academy, had this academy, end up losing it, and then got another one, and then, end up losing it, moved from this one to a bigger one, and now where we at now. So God's still been blessing. It's like, if you want teenagers to change, you got to get them something to do. You want them to stay out of trouble, you got to give them an alternative. And this has been the alternative for me to create clown crews, and they go out and do birthday parties and entertain, become low-key hood celebrities, and Instagram following. Now social media is in, and the whereabouts is getting known. People is knowing this clown, that clown, this person, that person. It is a place that builds your character.
Well, so when you were first starting this academy, how do you get people to sign up for it?
When it first started, I used to hit the streets and just create that atmosphere of promoting, jumping out, dancing in different neighborhoods. But now social media is out. It's like these kids is growing up in schools now, and they see it on social media, on our YouTube channel. So it's like people see it all over the world and they want to be a part. So now people have flown out here from different parts, and we'll bring them to the academy where they could train. We even let them go out to parties with us, and even had the experience of jumping out. And it's like, and people's like, man, when you gonna retire? And I'm like, you're building these kids up. And some people have went and have gotten degrees, and I think being a lawyer, you get the stories of, people working with Chris Brown and working, and stuff. So you hear the stories.
But that should give you a good feeling, right? You should feel proud of the fact that they wouldn't be where they are now if it wasn't for you. I know you're a humble guy. I know that you don't like to get the praise, but you deserve it.
Yeah, I definitely, I give it all to God, because he said all things work together for the good. And I think just being a leader of this movement and running across the pathways of all these different individuals, and me standing strong on letting them know, do good, be positive, and that's why I'm accepted in all different type of areas when it comes to gangs and stuff. I go to any neighborhood and I'm welcome. These gang bangs, these different areas see that these kids love me, and I love them. I try to just tell them I'm always preaching and do the right thing, man, and do, don't be so quick to be angry. And it's a lot of things, passages from the Bible, that builds me up. That's where I get my strength. I'm being taught on how to just be and live, and so I use what I know to use my movement to encourage these kids. Even though they grow up and they get grown, they do what they want to do. But when the rubber hit the road, when times get hard, they know where to come back and get that encouragement that they need. So, I'm happy about that. I do be excited to watch the growth of people and how they transition and move in different areas and grow up to be, be what they need to be. But you got to stay on track, because if you grow up and you go back into a negative lifestyle, you're gonna reap the benefits of that. You're gonna reap the negativity of that. So it's a blessing, man.
So Tommy, let's shift gears just a little bit, and could you briefly tell us about the movie Rise and how it came about?
Okay, Rise came about, I think in 2003. David came in our life when he was shooting the Christina Aguilera video. He saw some of the dancers that came out of my movement, and he asked him, "Man, well, what is this? Where you get this from?" And he came to the studio with Macy Gray. He saw the action that was taking place inside this little spot in Inglewood. And then he was like, "Man, can I document this?" And then he stayed in our lives for like 3 years, shooting the ups and downs, the ins, the outs, just shooting. And he came out with the masterpiece. He was gonna call it Clowns in the Hood. And then he said, "Let's call it Crump." And then he said, "No, let's call it Rise." It went around the world, and I was able to take these kids that was part of my crews to the different countries, from New Zealand to Hong Kong, Iceland, China, Africa, and they was able to do these dances in these different parts of the world. And it did what it did. It went to Sundance, got picked up by Lionsgate, and Billy D. Williams saw it and said, "Man, amazing film, but I see a lot of division,
Right.
and he saw it, and it was that, people, it's just people with egos, and that'll get you held down to where when you want to be better than someone, and so it caused that type of stuff. It caused people to feel themselves in different ways, and that's a personal thing.
I'm just happy that, for me, I'm happy that it was made because it exposed the world to you and to Crumping and to all the amazing work that you've done. So for that, I'll be forever grateful.
I definitely give a lot of kudos to David LaChapelle for even, and Macy Gray and everybody that was part of the team of wanting to shoot this, because it did what it did, man. It caused these kids would have never been in these different places and areas, to be in Germany, crumping, dancing, and they don't even speak our language, now it's all over the world. Right now I got clown group in Japan. And so I'm very grateful and thankful. It has been a life-changing situation where the world about these clowns. So.
I have a question, because we want this to kind of be an educational podcast, and in terms of the clown community, there, for whatever reason it may be, there aren't many African American voices within the clown community, and we have you here, and I can't skip this opportunity to ask you, what would you say to African American children or adults who might want to become clowns? Other than contact you, make sure you talk to Tommy. What would you tell them to encourage them who may not know what to do or that sort of thing? What would you tell them, Tommy?
I would tell them, first of all, if make sure that's what you really want to do, because it's going to come with a lot of different actions, reactions. It's going to come with a lot of different. It's going to come with some encouragement, some discouragement, and you got to be ready for it. And then, first of all, why you want to be a clown? It's the difference between being a clown and being just a good dancer. Because being a clown, you want to be a people person. You want to be able to look at a kid and really enjoy and want their heart to really smile, because them kids look at clowns and however you present it. That's why I'm, if you present it or something negative, it's like they scared of it. But if you present a joyful, loving, caring, like a character, this clown that's bubbly or whatever, like you wanna, it's a certain joy and happiness that they are able to obtain because of you. And that comes with patience. That comes with, a lot of work. I love kids. I love coming to them parties, coming to their atmosphere. So what you want to do as being a clown? What you trying to achieve? Do you really want to make people happy? What's your goal? So
if I was a kid and I was like, I don't even know where to start, like what do I do? What's my first thing that you think I should do?
You can definitely come up with your name on, you can, what is your character? What is, like I'm saying, what you do? What's your skill? Because off of your skill, you can get your name.
So what makes a good clown name?
Sometimes people use their real name. A lot of people, sometimes it's because it's like, you have to be that person forever, and you got to live it. You got to own it. And so it's a lifestyle.
So, Tommy, we're just about done here, but I want to ask you, what can we do to support you? How can listeners help you make a difference? What can we do to help you?
My thing is the movement that I continuously to do. It helps these kids, and I just try to bring whatever you good at out. And we got the academy, got the room, got the platform to try to do it. I try to keep the building up and running and keep it pushing so they can have a place to come because we do a lot of free stuff, Freestyle Friday. They like to come and battle for free and battle each other, and call each other out on a dance floor. I got a stage. It's an outlet. Just help to keep, one thing that is like people say you want to help people, want teenagers to change. I got a nonprofit, and it's just like, just want to be able to offer more kids, the place to come do it,
So is there a place online that we could go to donate to the foundation? Or do you prefer us to mail you a check, or how do we send you some money to help keep this alive?
I have my website, TommyTheClown.com. We have a donation button on there. We also have our PayPal, Tommy the Clown Foundation @gmail.com. And Venmo is TTC Foundation. And definitely, any type of checks to the foundation, Tommy the Clown Foundation, is always a blessing. Our address is 13626 Normandy Avenue in Gardena, California. That's the place, that's the location. And that's the safe haven. That's the neighborhood house home. That's the T-Squad platform. That's the place you can come and just, man, I'll be, come sit there and watch videos on the wall and come, and
I was going to say, we're in the middle of this lockdown right now, but when this lockdown is over, will you teach me how to crump?
Yeah, buddy. You come on down.
Okay.
You guys come down. We would.
I am old and slow, so don't laugh, but I'm willing to try.
Love it, love it, love it.
So, but thank you for changing lives, really. I mean, you've done extraordinary things, and from just seeing you at first on Rise to then following your career and following the foundation, the academy, so many people are so lucky that you're in their lives.
Wow.
And I really mean that. And again, like I said earlier, I know you're not good at taking praise, but you really, really deserve it, because like I said at the very beginning, you're not just an incredible clown and an amazing performer, but you're really an extraordinary person. So thank you.
You're so welcome, man. Thank you guys so much, man. Thank you so much.
Everything that Jeremy just said is absolutely true. There's not been one other person that we've had on the podcast so far that has done more for communities, not just, by your house, but across literally the world than you. And Tommy, you are an incredible asset to not just the clowning world, but to the world in general. And it's a huge honor for us to have you here with us. And people, get out some money, send it to Tommy so we can keep his legacy going. We can keep the academy up. We can keep the foundation running so more children can have an outlet that they can prosper in. And just thank you, Tommy, for everything that you do for children and for families everywhere. And we love you, brother. We're so happy you're here with us, and we appreciate you.
Love you guys too, man. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And thank you. I thank God. I just, it's awesome. And I'm happy, and I appreciate the love, support, and whatever you see in me, man. I thank you guys so much.